All right, let's wait for some people to get here, and then, all right. So for the benefit of anybody who's watching this now, I accidentally streamed on the High Council. Basically, we all have access to that one central hub, and I posted the High Council trailer on there through my iPhone, and then I just forgot to switch back to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. So I didn't check, and I just hit, go live on my phone, and boom, I'm broadcasting live from the High Council. Now, how cool is it that we can do that? I think that's very, very interesting, and I just added inadvertently about 20 minutes of content to the High Council, which frankly could use some content right now. But I did get a lot of people saying, where are world-class bullshitters and where is Zach? Two confusing questions for me to receive when I'm broadcasting from my own Comic Artist Pro Secrets channel. But it turns out, yeah, I'm a dope. And I can't see, by the way, like there's no symbol that says, hey, you are on, the High Council right now. So there's no way to really check that you're doing that, except that basically I couldn't get above 100 people in the chat at any given time. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, how many people are hosting live chats right now that I can't get? My usual, somewhere between 200 and 300 people usually attend one of my live chats. So that was very, very weird. I'm very sorry, guys. Um, let's see what you guys are saying right now. I'm here. We're doing it. Oh, before we get started, I have to apologize. I have to humbly apologize for basically offering to give you guys Rose Tico toys as prizes in this chat. Now, a lot of you felt personally threatened by that. You felt offended by it. You said, why would you give us your garbage? And things like that. And I guess I just didn't look at it that way. So to start with, I do have to apologize to you all for that. And the truth of the matter is, I thought I was giving back because essentially your super chat money this time, instead of going to Ava getting diapers, it went to Rose Tico toys. And a lot of you were very, very, very upset. So there will be no Rose Tico prizes. There was going to be a Rose Tico Funko Pop doll, which is like, honestly, if you're a Rose Tico fan, that's great. But a Funko Pop Rose Tico doll is probably like injecting pure soy. It's like guzzling soy from a fire hose. That's what would prompt a Funko Rose Tico Pop doll. I won't give you guys any of those, and I won't ever bother you with a Rose Tico toy, yeah, ever again. And Matthew Zinn said, so you bought what goes in a diaper instead of, yeah, that's instead of the diapers themselves. I am so, so sorry to all of you. I will not betray this chat again. We do have a theme in this chat, and the theme in this chat is basically, hey, what went wrong with Star Wars? And Rose Tico is but a symptom of the problem of what went wrong. She isn't exactly what went wrong in and of itself. Yeah, I won't do that to you guys again. I won't betray your trust. I do apologize. And if you have any questions about it, I will be happy to answer them. J. Al, thank you for the super chat. Reading Jordan B. Peterson's book, loving the illustrations. I'm so glad. Stay tuned about that. We'll have some more news about that coming up soon, which should interest you very much. Yeah, you guys mostly are on the same page with me. Someone said you should do a sketch of Rose Tico being humiliated and give that away. I don't know. I feel like the movie was enough. I assume the actress who played Rose Tico has some pride, and she probably saw herself the way we saw her. Kathleen Kennedy went wrong, says Violent Science. So true, so true, so true. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to put up with it for a little while. These things need to run their courses. I do believe that it's a virus, and these viruses take time to flush themselves out of the system. So that's what we're going to have to do together as Star Wars fans. We're going to have to wait for that virus to go through. Now, some of you may know, not all of you know this, but some of you may know that even though I'm a full-time Star Wars YouTuber, okay, part-time, I've dabbled in comics. I'm a comic book artist on the side, at DC. And this is a new book that came out this week, this Wednesday. Hal Jordan number 42 came out. So I'm the penciler and inker on this book. I do vividly remember drawing it, and I gotta scratch my knee. Thank you, Peephole Circus, for the super chat of £2. That's very generous. Thank you. Hey, Ethan, 2 a.m. here in Wales. Can you do earlier? Peephole Circus, I would like to do earlier. If I do chats early, you're going to hear Ava running around. My daughter, she's 2. She goes to bed at 9, so I got kind of a quiet house at this point on, and everybody understands I'm going to be doing a live chat. But if you would endure the noise of kids running around, we could do that, I guess. Um, yeah, so let's see. DC is an indie publisher, right? They publish Small Fry. That's right, Robert Munoz. Um, uh, Dan Bagdoian says, dude, I've been saying the Dark Star should return to fight the GLC for years. Good. Okay, so yeah, that's what this is. All right, so Rod Diaz says, self brutal review. This is so meta. Pretend you don't know who the artist is, even though it's you. Wow, that would be really dissociative. I don't think I can do that for you. I mean, this is close to my heart, and believe me, I am brutal with my own work. All right, so let's talk about this. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. For those of you who don't know, DC Comics publishes 2 Green Lantern books right now. This one is the one that takes place in outer space for the most part. And there's another one called Green Lanterns, which takes place on Earth. So I draw this one kind of part time. There are 2 main artists that draw this book, and then I got ink all over my fingers. You can tell I've been working. And then a bunch of fill-in guys because this book comes out every 2 weeks. Yeah, they're all good. I mean, they're all good books, and you should definitely get them. You should definitely pick up this series, especially. Robert Venditti is a magnificent writer. I'm an incredible artist, and Jason Wright is a good colorist. The cover artist is Rafa Sandoval, who is spectacular, absolutely spectacular. Miss Luau, thank you so much for the super chat. What are the best produces at the moment? Oh my gosh, clap warning. Watermelons are here, finally. Right now, early spring is when watermelon first come out, and they are absolutely amazing. We've had our first watermelon of the year, and it is terrific. We've had to say goodbye, for the most part, to blackberries. They're dead. Don't worry about blackberries. You can start looking at strawberries again. Blueberries, you can get blueberries at this point. Oranges are going bye-bye. If you can find any giant navel oranges, get them, but they're going away. So enjoy them while you can. But watermelon is key. And by the way, it's a good food to lose weight on. The thing about it is you can buy a watermelon, you can cut it in half, and you can gorge yourself on it, right? And it's basically like eating water, but it does kind of fill you up. And I've lost a lot of weight just eating watermelon. It's a watermelon diet. Really, really good stuff. Tyler Marshall, thank you for the huge super chat. Really appreciate it. Really love your channel. Here's some diaper money for you. I promise I won't spend it on Rose Tico, Tyler. Oh, I can't promise that. I can't make promises like that anymore. I'll try not to spend it on Rose Tico. Thank you for the super chat. Age234 says, have you heard of Alt Hero? Yes, I have. And we interviewed Vox Day here on this channel. I had some issues with Vox Day's politics and his approach to doing comics. And my interview with him was more of a confrontation and a debate than a normal, interview. I feel like I was respectful of him and he was respectful of me. Yeah. So you can go watch that interview if you are interested in learning more about Alt Hero or Vox Day. Darth Hamer says, will you do a critique video of Ryan Johnson tearing deep into his damaged pathology? Now, Darth, I know it may seem like I am, but I am not a clinical psychologist, and I can't really, adequately diagnose what Ryan Johnson's problem is. I mean, basically, from everything that I've learned, as an amateur medical professional, it just comes down to he sucks. And that's basically all I can really say. And that, to me, that explains his damaged pathology pretty well. If you have any other theories, I'd be willing to listen. Orion, ruler of Apocalypse, said, I once made a superhero named Watermelon Man. That's terrific. That sounds delicious. Let's see. And Nasser13 says, why do you no longer do creator interviews? Nasser, it's really, really difficult to do. First of all, most creators are far leftists. I hate to say it, they are. A lot of my friends, uh, are liberals in comics, and so it's difficult for them to come on with me, who is a moderate Republican. It makes them worry in this current year political environment of political bullying and strife. Not only that, I don't really get much out of it. I know you guys do, but uh, let them make their own channels and promote themselves. I mean, quite frankly, I'd rather promote me. Um, is that too honest? Rodwell Stevens, thanks. Was Paige Tico force sensitive? Uh, yeah, I hope she was. I feel like maybe she was, and maybe they'll reveal that later, which is what they do after a character's died. I mean, or after the story's over, SJWs come back and say, "Oh, by the way, here's some more details about that character that we killed. These are details that we didn't put into the story, but you may like to know." It's like this character was gay. This character was force sensitive. It doesn't matter anymore. They're dead, and the story's over. Straight Diesels, thank you for the super chat. EVS, would you work with DNC if you get the chance? Well, I think everybody right now wants to work with DNC given the chance. His Indiegogo campaign has been extraordinarily successful, and he owes that to you guys. And I think he's pretty excited about that. But not only that, I think he's kind of sent a shot across the bow that comics can be done without having to kneel and scrape before the big two editorial people who might not like you for personal reasons, which is certainly the case with DNC, as we all know. He said, look, it's up to the fans, and the whole purpose of his channel has always been it's all about the fans. It's not about turning the industry into a little cult, a little club. This ain't no disco. It is an industry, and everything that we do is driven by sales. And who buys these books? You guys do. So really, what it comes down to is what you guys ask for determines what you should get, and whoever listens to the fans gets their money. That is his central, very basic, and it might be crude idea, but it is also true. And I think that right now his Indiegogo is proof of that. Would I work with him if given the chance? We're talking now about the possibility of me doing some kind of variant cover if his Indiegogo reaches a certain goal. I'm not saying yes to it. I'm not saying no to it. I'm saying maybe. So if you guys can hit this one stretch goal that I think he's talking about, that we've agreed on, that I think is crazy, I will come in and I will do a cover. I'll do a Jawbreakers cover for his book, which will be fun. It'll be absolutely fun. Um, let's see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, well, Unrelated Coma says, speaking of creator interviews, it would be killer if you could get Todd McFarlane on for a chat. Now, that I would make room for. Definitely. I would step aside for Todd McFarlane. I love him, but I just can't, like, maybe when my channel gets so big. I was talking to my son today on the phone, and I was just like, look, my channel's blowing up. I've got almost 25,000 subscribers right now, and he's like, you're gonna get to 100,000 by the end of 2018, and I was like, geez. Well, if I did have 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2018, it would be difficult for any comic book professional to say they didn't want to come on the channel and receive the promotion that this channel would provide, especially considering the fact that we're going to be doing Indiegogo, Kickstarter, whatever crowdfunding campaigns this year for books like Jawbreakers and Cyberfrog and others that are basically going to prove that the comics industry is changing rapidly, and the way we communicate and market books is also going to change rapidly. And it's all in our hands. It's all in our hands. It's up to us. So let's see. I see a couple of super chats here. People Circus, thank you very much. What are your thoughts on Ted McKeever and Bisley? Yeah, I love Simon Bisley. Ted McKeever is, let's see, do I know his work from 2000 AD? He's got a very kind of like abstract, detailed style. I think if he's the artist that I'm thinking of, I like his work quite a bit. I think I saw him on Green Lantern a couple times. Make sure that I'm right about that. I'll look him up anyway, People Circus. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate the support. Unbuggable, thank you for the big super chat. Looking forward to supporting your Cyberfrog work. When's the Kickstarter? I haven't heard about it other than you thinking about setting it up. But what's the deal? Unbuggable, I have time left on my contract at DC. I can't do Cyberfrog until my contract is up. I need to fulfill my contract, and at that point, should I kind of have the option to either re-sign or go freelance. And a lot of people are asking this question. They're like, "Are you going to do more work for DC?" Yeah, I mean, I'll be freelance, so I can do work for Marvel, DC. I can do work for Image. I can do work wherever I want. But I can't do anything until my contract is fulfilled, and I think that's going to be in like 5 weeks or so. So I'm quietly finishing my work, my contract at DC, at which time I am going to get the first maybe 5, 10 pages of Cyberfrog done. And when that's done, then I will launch either a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign. I have to say, the Indiegogo looks like it's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. You guys will know about it. I'll give you a little heads up about it, and then we will go. And in the meantime, I'm using Twitter, etc., to let you guys tip me off about the things that you want to see in this chat or in this campaign. Excuse me. All right, let me open a drink. All right, let's see. Not Adam says, have you checked out Jim Lee's Twitch stuff? He does really nice drawing streams. Seems like he's a nice guy. I've seen a couple of videos that I guess got mirrored and put on YouTube, and yeah, they look invaluable. They look really, really good. Let's see. Yeah. Paul Dozier says, just picked up my Hal Jordan in the core, number 42. Love it. Thank you for the super chat. I'm glad you like it. I'm going to open the book in a second. Let's just make sure. Let me get caught up here. Ethan, what's the song on the High Council promo? It's a song by a band called Royal Blood, called Come On Over. Royal Blood is a really cool English band. They're a two-piece. It's a bassist and a drummer, and the bassist sings. And the bass guitarist, okay, you got a bass guitar has 4 strings. He's put he's put his bass guitar through a special pedal that basically kicks up the bass guitar an octave. So he's playing lead guitar on the top string and he's playing bass on the bottom string all by himself. So it's just him. You listen to that. It's not layered. It's not overdubbed. It's just him. And I've seen him in concert and he is absolutely amazing. He sounds like Black Sabbath times 10,000. He sounds really, really great. So go check out Royal Blood. I think it's great driving music. If you like to drive around real fast, Royal Blood is the band to listen to. Let's see, Cyberfrog, the next big movie. I want a video game. Wildcard Productions says, what if Solo turns out to be good? Then I'll say so. I'll be pleasantly surprised. I want it to be good. I mean, I want it to be a good movie. Either way, I'm going to review it, and we're going to talk about it here. I mean, that's, it seems like a good thing. 83 Aber 1 says, Alien Blue Booby Milk. I had to say it. I've had to say it quite a few times myself ever since starting this channel. And I don't mind saying it. I'll say it again. Alien Blue Booby Milk. Dribbling down. Mark Hamill grew that beard, and I always look at that and I'm like, that blue booby milk in your beard. You know what I mean? It's just, it's an image that sticks with you, and that's why it's at the end of my opening to all my videos. Grim Cult says, hey VS, just started watching your videos. You designed my favorite version of Sinestro. Good. The Star Wars videos are hilarious. Good, I'm glad you are enjoying them. Rod Diaz says, can Cyberfrog be freelance? I don't know what you mean. I own him, so, I can do whatever I want to do. Manifest says 5 weeks. Does this mean no more EVS and HAL and PALs after that? Manifest, that means for the time being. Okay, I've been at DC for 20 years, doing Green Lantern work, doing Flash work, doing various things, and it's great. I love working at DC, but I have an idea and I want to try it. So, it's going to be Cyberfrog, and if Cyberfrog works, I want to do Cyberfrog for a long time. If not, I'll do other things. I'll go around freelance and just have fun. But being held down somewhere is, I don't know. I feel like it's. I don't want to say that. I'm never gonna say never. Never say never. We'll just see what the future holds. For now, the plan is to finish my work on Green Lantern, and I think I've done 40 issues of Green Lantern in my life over my career, so that's pretty good. Let's move on and try something else. Toby Miley says, "Stay with DC, please." Toby, no. The answer is no. Moving on. Nasser 13. When you're freelance, can we please work on something together, even if it's only a 5-page story for an anthology? We'll see, Nasser. Angela Richter, thank you for the super chat. Marvel right now reminds me very much of Marvel in the mid '90s when they bought Malibu Hughes to get the color separation tech. They are making even worse decisions now than they did then. Well, we'll see how things turn around, Angela. I would like to think that CB Sobolski is going to inspire a lot of change and a lot of new optimism and a new direction. That's what I want to see. I mean, Cyberfrog is, the success of Cyberfrog kind of does depend on, the success of Marvel Comics. I mean, all indie comics do. The success of Marvel and their ability to bring readers into the comic book shops so that they can accidentally stumble across some of the independent books as well as they buy Spider-Man and Batman and, the X-Men. That's vital. That's absolutely vital. So we want Marvel to do well, and we want to kind of leave it that way. Let's see. Caligula the Great says, Putin says he would attack if we bombed Syria again. Well, I mentioned that in one of my Star Wars videos. I said, yeah, look, it's inevitable like nuclear war. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm of the opinion right now where I just feel like it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. It's just a lot of people who have kind of agendas right now. Dan Beresford says something controversial. He says, Ethan, you sound young, and when I saw your face for the first time, I was surprised. New sub. And by the way, I really love your vids. Dan, thank you. I'm 43 years old. I am an old man. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't know how, old most of my subscribers are. I assume you're all in your 20s. But yeah, when I say that I've been working in comics for 25 years, you have to realize that that's, we tack that on to, the age at which I started. I'm old. I'm ancient. Most of us are. Most of us comic book professionals are. Dash Bannon says, hey, Ethan, I love your portfolio reviews. What if you did a draw along with Ethan type of video where you pick a topic like perspective and people draw along in a live chat? Dash, that's a good idea. And if you guys wanted to do that, we could definitely do that. My feeling is that it is slow. It is kind of a slower thing, and I'm not sure that you guys would enjoy that as much as that you think it would. Like those kind of like how to draw videos need to be edited down, and I think that is the thing. Let's see here. Let's see. Zach is probably asleep. He's not live chat. That's weird that he's not doing a live chat tonight. I told him like oh, you guys are all telling me how old you are. Okay, so yeah. Well, look, the average seems to be 30s. A lot of 20s, and a lot of 40s, and a few teenagers. Very few teenagers here. People Circus, thank you for the super chat. A Cyberfrog art contest, publish the winner, promo, a good idea. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. Eric Brand says, we've missed you, dear uncle. Glad to see you live tonight. Okay, so I explained this over on the High Council, and I thought I was broadcasting from here, from Comic Artist Pro Secrets, but I accidentally was broadcasting from the High Council. And I said it over there. I'll say it here. The Stan Lee video that I published where I talked about Stan Lee kind of being vampirized by people who were abusing him. And I published this video about people who stole his blood and used it to mix with ink to produce these special signed books. And he wasn't aware of it. And they were selling these books for like between $200 and $400. I mean, something crazy, like Stan Lee's DNA. It was the most disgusting. Like, I can't even find words for it. It is vile. It is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And for some reason, like words like cannibalistic came into my mind. Like the idea of taking someone's physical body, you know what I mean? Like stealing their body and then like selling it was so creepy to me. So I published this video, and I had the soundtrack, some of the soundtrack from Silence of the Lambs playing in the background. I thought it was very effective. I did receive my first YouTube strike for that. They said that my content was inappropriate. That's the word they used. It was inappropriate content, and I fought it. I was like, this is very, very appropriate content. I mean, I can't think of anything that's more important right now for a channel called Comic Artist Pro Secrets than to really critique what's going on in the business in terms of our elder statesmen. You have Stan Lee out there basically spending the last few moments of his life in absorbing the troubles of an entire lifetime, all at once. I mean, from the last year's allegations of sexual harassment from his nurses, and then like people stealing his money out of his bank account and buying houses. I mean, people that he trusts, stealing from him, to this situation where he's being shuttled around from convention to convention, forced to sign books, comics, or he's got no rest at all. I mean, I don't know who this money is for. I know Stan Lee has a few $1 million in the bank, and he probably only has less than 5 years to live. I'm pretty sure he has enough money to finish out his life. Why isn't he spending it sitting on a beach chair, drinking a drink and reading a book and getting fanned by a beautiful woman? I don't understand why he's still working. So anyway, I put out this video. I was passionate. I had a lot of things to say. I know Stan Lee. I mean, I wouldn't say I know him personally, but I know him as a person. I've spent time with him, and this situation does enrage me. And then I received my first channel strike. So somebody reported me. It could have been any number, any one of my numerous enemies, my SJW goofball foes. But somebody reported me, and I did get a channel strike, and then my ability to live stream was removed for a week. So I had to fight it, and I just got the ability to live stream and my video back and the strike taken down today. So, we here at Comic Artist Pro Secrets do always win, and don't call our content inappropriate. It is always appropriate. So thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to be back with you guys again too. I did not like not being able to live stream. Wow, yeah. Okay, we got a few teenagers in here. James Davis, thank you for the super chat. Hey, I'm 46 next month, and I'm not old. James, I don't feel like I'm old either. I've honestly, and you guys who are younger, you're gonna see this as well. Aside from like, if your body gets older and it starts to hurt, and my body doesn't really hurt yet, you always feel the way you feel right now. I mean, you don't feel older, and if you do, that's a shame. Especially if you work in comics or in any kind of creative hobby. I always want to think like a 15-year-old. I have to, or else I'm worthless to comics. You have to think young and spry, smart and fun all the time. Um, and so, yeah, people who are in their 40s, they still feel like they're 20. Um, Nasser 13 says, "Did you see the clip of me asking CB Sobolski about Max Bemis?" I did see that clip. Somebody let me know about it, and yeah, I appreciated your doing that. I think that here's why I really liked what you did, and because it gave CB Sobolski the opportunity to explain why Max Bemis gets to stay writing comics. That may seem weird, okay, but you have to understand this sword cuts both ways. All right. Now, there has been an intense political harassment campaign against me for being a Republican for about a year now, and it has been extremely, extremely intense. Now, CB Sobolski simply saying, "Look, we talked to him about it, and we brushed it aside. Now he's staying, and let's move on," is the correct answer. I don't believe in people being fired for their politics. I don't believe Max Bemis should have been fired. The one exception was Audrey Sitterson, who I do think should have been removed from G.I. Joe. Not fired from comics, not fired from IDW, but he just didn't belong on that one particular book. If I came out and started running my mouth about how stupid Green Lantern is, I should probably be removed from Green Lantern because I wasn't doing the property justice. And that's why I think Aubrey probably should have been moved off of that title. But in general, creative people are creative animals, and we are different than other people. I've been in this business long enough to know that everyone that I interact with is weird in some way or the other. I mean, it's just, this is comics. These are creative people. They're all a little bit wonky. Some of them are wonky in good ways, fun ways, like me, and some of them are wonky in real toxic ways. But even the toxic people sometimes can produce good work. And really, at the end of the day, getting good work to you guys is all that matters, right? Yeah. Somebody said, "Are you recording from your?" Fresh said, "EVS, are you recording from your nuke-proof bunker?" No, if the nukes come, I'm running out in the middle of the street. Come and get me. It's over. I used to think that I wanted to survive in a bunker. Like that was a big fantasy, but now I'm just like, that's no fun. If this was a nuclear holocaust, yeah, that's fine. Let's end it all. Um, Yeah, Kite Sora says, didn't the guy who wrote Squadron Supreme get his ashes mixed in with the ink? I forgot if that's an urban legend. That was Mark Grunwald. And yeah, it was, and that was his last wish. And that may have been where the idea came from. That is something, I mean, it really is kind of like intensely personal to want to do that with your own remains. He had a great sense of humor, and he loved comics so much. That was something that he wanted, and his family and friends fulfilled that wish for him. Stanley didn't want this or know about it, and so it is grotesque and yeah, pretty ugly. It's pretty ugly. Um, yeah, Ty says you did right by Stanley. People should be lining up to just thank him and move on. Okay, so that is true, and I do. Let me sit down here. I've been standing up like I'm giving a lecture. Yeah, I feel like Stanley should stop signing entirely, and people should stop asking him to autograph things. At this point in his life, he has autographed billions of comic books, and if you want Stanley's autograph on a comic book, go to eBay and go buy one because there are plenty of them, and they're not worth that much because of the supply. Go get one. Stop. We have to stop. We have to let him relax. I don't know how else to say this. I loved Kevin Smith for coming out and saying, "Stan, come live with me. I'll protect you." On your final days. Kevin Smith is someone who had a brush with mortality himself recently, so I think that he is sympathetic to what's going on with Stan more so than you or I could ever be. And I thought that was really sweet and proper of him to offer that. Uh, Stanley needs to kind of live out the rest of his days in peace, and we need to make that possible, right? I mean, that's something like the fans can do for him, and he doesn't need to give any more to us. It's about time that we gave back to him. That is my opinion. Jesse N, thank you for the super chat. SJWs are hate speech, I think you meant to say. Um, yeah, I mean, in a way, I guess. I don't know. SJWs are toxic, I find. It's not the social justice part. It's the last word. It's the warriors that is toxic, and that is a problem. Veronica's touch right under him says, "Will there be pre-order for Cyberfrog?" Well, that will be part of the Indiegogo or the Kickstarter. You'll be able to order the comic book right there, and I'll probably sign them all, like the ones that you get from Indiegogo, so you can get an autographed copy from me, and all sorts of other bonus things. Trencher 1375, thank you for the super chat. Welcome back. Thank you. It's good to be back with you guys. I mean, I made videos all throughout. I've been making like 2 or 3 videos a day just to kind of keep in touch with you guys. Um, but yeah, it's good to be able to super chat again. Let's see. Wildcard Productions. What do you think about the DC film universe and Marvel comic verse both getting reboots? I feel like they're both in desperate needs of reboots. um, Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you. Like the Marvel comic verse, like in film, seems to be doing pretty good. Uh, DC films, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, a few of them have been good, a few of them haven't. Whenever these things stray away from their roots, they fail. That's where Marvel kind of succeeds. They're staying true to everything they're putting out in the comics, and thus they are succeeding. Somebody points out that it's not Audrey, it's Aubrey. I must have said Audrey Sitterson. I've never met him. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen him say some stuff about me that wasn't nice. Uh, let's see. Nasser says your response was as great as CB's. You're the greatest of all time. You're the goat. Thank you, Nasser. Well, you know what? You had courage and integrity to go up and ask that question. In this business, a lot of people kind of gossip and whisper behind people's backs. It is incredibly unmanly. What you did was the definition of masculinity, manhood. You walked up, you said what you had to say in front of a crowd of people that may have disagreed with you, and you expressed your opinion, and you did it clearly and concisely. You got your answer. You asked respectively, but directly, and I'm very, very proud of you. So good job. Jason Roger, hey Ethan, I bought Hal Jordan 42 yesterday. I loved it. I have a feeling that this arc is going to be a hell of an animated movie. Ooh, that'd be nice. All right, I don't know. Should we go ahead? Let me just check and make sure. Okay, we got a couple more super chats. Xenophagia, thank you for the super chat. When will the new Cyberpunk come out? I'm estimating that the book will come out in October. The super chat will come out. The super chat, the Kickstarter or the campaign, a couple months, a month and a half, something like that. I think. I just want to make sure that everything's ready. And I'm in really no rush. I mean, to get the campaign out. I don't need to put it out right now when I'm not prepared. But it will be a great campaign. Like you'll see the first 5 pages, the first 10 pages of this story, and I don't even know what it is yet. Like I don't know if it's a series of 6 issues or if it's just a trade paperback, like a big graphic novel. I'm not. I haven't even made up my mind about simple things like that. I have the story. I just don't know how I'm going to tell it, like in what format. And these are all decisions that I need to make. But I do know that the first 10 pages will be called Cyberfrog 1998, and it is going to show the end of the world. So that is going to be turned into an Ashcan. An Ashcan is a mini comic, and I've done a video about Frog 1998. It will be in black and white. It will look and putting ideas together here. But first and foremost, all my creative attention is finishing up Green Lantern, so that I can complete my contract with DC on a high note. Let's see what do we got here. Yeah, thank you, Jesse N. Thank you for another super chat. I had to mess around with the letters. Certain words don't let you send super chats. Oh, I see. I gotcha. Well, thank you for paying me to tell me that. I appreciate it. Trencher1375, thank you for the super chat. Your Star Wars videos have been hilarious. Good. People are getting worried, like, why are you just obsessing about Star Wars? Because it's funny right now. I mean, I could do more drawing videos. Here's what's happening. Like, I think of new ideas every single day, and it's just so fun to just like kind of tear up Star Wars. When it comes to comics, a lot of people are like, well, just talk about comics. I can't because I'm in the industry and I can't like make fun of other people's work because they're like my peers. So like, there's nothing in that for me. That's not something I can do. But I don't know Star Wars anything. So I could talk about Star Wars and Disney all I want. KH, thank you for the super chat. I love you, Ethan. All right, love you too. Thank you. Eric Brand, thank you for the super chat. How does Heather's voice sound in your head? Um, let's see. That's a good question. Winona Ryder, kinda, I would think. Agony Media, thank you for the super chat. Indie filmmaker here in pre-production on a sci-fi pilot with a comic book artist as the protagonist. Watching you has given a ton of insight. We might end up owing you some royalties. Haha. Cool. Well, you just started paying me for them right now. Thank you for that super chat, Agony Wolf Media, and good luck with your film. James Davis, thank you for the super chat. I want to meet Stanley just to say thank you. Okay, so I mean, that is fair enough. But I think the point of what I'm saying is that it's not about taking from him anymore, and we need to give back to him. And I think the way that we give back to Stan Lee is just to leave him alone, and say nice things about him and stop persecuting him in every single way possible. Just read his comics and think good thoughts about him and just appreciate him while we still have him here with us on this planet. It's not going to last long. Back in 1993, we still had Jack Kirby, and then he was taken from us within a year, right when this new generation, my generation, was beginning to appreciate him. We lost him. So let's not forget that lesson, and let's just be kind to Stan Lee. Aram, thank you for the super chat. Have you seen the film A Quiet Place? No. Tell me more. Catherine Best, thank you for the super chat. What do you think of Nurkish? I think Nurkish is very, very funny, and he crosses all kinds of lines. Like, I'll listen to a Nurkish video and I'll go, "Oh, I wish you hadn't said that," but for some reason I'm laughing, and I feel bad about myself that I'm laughing. That's what I think of Nurkish. I think he has incredible comedic talent, and I think that he could be a writer for any one of these late night shows. He would have to tone down the subject matter, obviously, but he has great comedic timing, and he can make you laugh at things that you really should not be laughing at. Um, so he's good. Christopher Ryan, thank you for the super chat. You should do a live chat with Graham Nolan. Okay, yeah, he's a friend of mine. It's just, you want these? You want more live chats with comic pros? I guess everyone does. I felt like that was early in the channel. Like, the channel's kind of evolving. It's becoming a little more fast paced, and yeah, fetid tuna. All right, he just posted something. Let me just show it here. Fetid tuna says it's because of subs and clickbaits. You lying. Fetid tuna, you're exactly right. What do you think goes on here? It's my channel. I mean, I definitely want subs, and like, writing clickbait titles is funny to me. I read a story and I try to come up with the most clickbaity title for my video ever. I'm not trying to inform you, fetid tuna. I'm trying to make you laugh. That's the key to understanding what goes on here. This isn't a news channel. It just pretends to be one. Okay. Clickbait. Oh my gosh, it's clickbait. Yeah, no kidding. It's called fun. Um, John Robertson, will you do a reaction video to the Solos Denny's commercial? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I'll have to look that up. Is that new? Hmm. Big Creation says latest leaks. Holdo used an escape pod and will be back. Luke had a son with a sea cow, and Z will be the first transgendered lesbian handicapped Jedi, and his weapon of choice will be, well, I think that meant to say the lightsaber. I hope not. Yeah, yeah, I hope not. Um, has has EVS admitted to being the 60K cover artist yet? No, but that could be me. That could be me, Boxer Blake. You are a detective. Christopher Ryan, thank you for the super chat. I miss Comic Artist Pro secrets being about comic art. Okay, so let's talk about the comic book, okay? Yeah, somebody just said I'm a master at baiting, but he meant clickbaiting. He didn't, yeah. All right, so I love the cover here. Let's talk about the interiors of this book here. All right, I remember drawing this. I remember vividly. I remember getting the script from Rob Venditti, and it's saying, "Hey, we're in like a foundry, an alien foundry, where the suits for the Dark Stars, the new Dark Stars, are being made." Yeah, and I was like, okay, so I basically just found a picture of a foundry and then kind of like aliened it up a little bit. So you have this thing pouring molten metal into these molds here. This took a long time to draw. I'll be honest with you. This definitely took a long time to draw. And then here are the Dark Star suits. He calls them mantles that are being assembled and lined up. They're building an army here. And he didn't ask me to do this kind of a long shot, but I did it anyway. Let me see if I can get that up there. Yeah, so tons and tons of Dark Stars coming up. Paul Lopez says, "Hey EVS, can you maybe one day draw Superman, Superboy Prime?" I think I did in Sinestro Core Special 1. Thank you for the super chat. All right, so this is kind of interesting. I decided to go very stylized here for this double page spread, and I'm glad I did. It really worked out. It's just, here are our soldiers lined up now. Um, yeah, and I remember drawing this too. I was sad when I drew this. I was in a bad mood, and I just sat down and I kind of like put my head in my hand and just started like and just started like drawing and just unwinding. And this is the thing about doing comic book art and doing drawing, is it really is a lot like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. It's something that you can do on a rainy day, and you relax and just kind of melt into it, and your troubles kind of fade away. Drawing has always done that for me. It's always been when I'm not stressed out about it, when I'm not trying to meet a deadline, when I'm relaxed and enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah, drawing is just a good way to kind of relax. Let me say here, and ease tension. All right. Yeah, so these are the who are these guys? Do you guys remember? Oh, the controllers. These are the controllers right here. Yeah. I'm reading your chats at the same time as I'm doing this. Don't worry. Um, cool. All right, yeah. So now here's the Green Lantern Corps. It seems like Rob Venditti and maybe Rafa Sandoval created this bird lantern here, and his name is Eagle. And that, like, this character was kind of important to them, so they wanted me to kind of draw Eagle in here, like working with Salak. Salak is one of my favorite Green Lanterns. He was created by Joe Staton. Now, we talked about Salak uh, just recently. You guys are talking about me doing interviews with other pros. I just did a great one. I did a live commentary with Kilowog and Salak and Aricia creator Joe Staton, also the creator of Huntress, Batman character Huntress. Sat down and talked with him about Salak and how I was kind of respecting his design. Go back and watch that video. I think you guys would get a lot out of that if this is your kind of thing. Here is the city on Oa, and it's like this hasn't really been very well established yet. I kind of, I don't know, like nobody gave it to me to draw. Eric Brand, thank you for the super chat. Is there a DC character you'd rather not draw? Yeah, I always say Booster Gold, and Blue Beetle. I'm just not interested. Um, all right, let's see. Yeah, so this is something that I've kind of just established. Like, there's this kind of like platform of land, and then these kind of buildings that are basically like where all different races of aliens live together in these kind of dorms. And then there's also, everything for the control, the guys who actually control like Salak and everything, all the control room stuff, John Stewart's like military base, all within this one little area, and then beyond it is just beautiful green land, because this is like the center, like this is on Mogo, and um, like this all exists on the Green Lantern symbol on Mogo, so it's all trees, it's all greenery. That's a stupid explanation. I'm not going to bore you guys with what I think anymore. Great shot. I really like drawing this. I love drawing my boys. I absolutely love drawing them. They are my guys. Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time drawing the science cells, which I really hate drawing because it's just Green Lantern symbols with little, I mean, enough. Don't like it. This is the new, Tomar 2 is in jail now, and so this is the new character, Green Lantern from his race. She's an 11-year-old girl. Red Him, thank you for the super chat. I am following along with you on this book. Please put the super chat towards a Katar to play a Katar. Oh, a Kitar. Oh yeah. I will. Love the Joe Staten video. James Davis, which blue? Thank you for the super chat. Which Blue Beetle? Ted Cord was awesome. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not awesome. I just don't want to draw him. You know what I mean? It's like I like Star Wars, but I don't want to draw the comic book. People always say, "Wouldn't you kill to draw the comic?" No, I would kill myself. I don't want to draw the comic book. It's all about the movies to me. And those characters are cool. I just want to read them. I don't want to draw them because it's not so much about their visuals. It's about how funny they are together. So I'd rather read them than draw them. All right, so we had a nice big shot of Hal Jordan. Oh, I got to put these pages up. So all this original art, I've been so busy, I'm swamped. Original art from this issue will go on eBay this weekend, so you'll be able to, and the link will be here under all my videos. You'll be able to go and bid on these pages. They all start at 99 cents. If you want some Green Lantern original art, you might get one for $1. All right. Yeah, I do. I really do like drawing Hal, though. I do like drawing him, but oh, look at this. Yeah, and this too. I mean, I don't know. I dig the lanterns. I really do. I absolutely love them. Oh, and here's my shot. This is another thing that turned out really well. I just like this shot of Tomar too, and he's got like a rip in his fin, like that was wounded, and so that's important that we keep that in. And I love his face here. He's just like he's a lantern still, even though he's been stripped of his ring, and he has willpower. And you look, he's decided something. He says he murdered someone. He murdered a Sinestro Corps member who was a killer, and he made the choice to execute him and then lie about it. So he feels like he did the right thing, and he says it's a filthy universe. I did something dirty to make it a little cleaner. I can live with that, even if it means life in a science cell. I'm no different from any other killer locked up inside this prison. If I ever get out, I'll kill again. Wow. And then, we cut to the shot of this one mantle, which is, I don't know, suspiciously alive. And yeah, Hal Jordan kind of agrees with him. Kind of agrees with him. And then suddenly that same mantle, I don't know, like it sparks up, a little red spark. It kind of comes to life. And one of the controllers passes out and runs to see that even without someone in its suit, that mantle has come to life and is now hovering in the air. And yeah, like, oh no, go, what are you doing? You will obey me. And it just, blows him away and then flies away. I love these pages here. One of the really nice advantages of drawing Green Lantern is there's so much outer space, and you really do end up leaving the space scenes to the colorist because he just does it better. So all I have to do is draw this and then leave the rest of the panel blank, and the same here. And this panel is actually legit blank. It's just white, and I just left it for the colorist to do. Matthew Manahan, thank you so much for the super chat. Just a quick thanks. Your videos have inspired me to start drawing again after a 15-year hiatus from art. Keep up the great work with the channel. All right, see Matthew, when people say things like that to me, it's really inspiring for me to do more drawing videos for you guys. That is important. So thank you. I'm glad you're drawing again. Don't let's not stop. I'm gonna do one. I'm actually okay. Look, here's the thing about doing Cyberfrog. Also, that's a big advantage. I'm not allowed to show you like Green Lantern pages while I'm drawing them. Like I could easily make great videos of me actually drawing and explaining these pages as I go, but you can't do that, at DC Comics. That is a fireable offense. So I can show you like a few little glimpses that I'm doing, but actually saying, hey, this is, the thought process that goes into this page, and here's the script, and I'm not allowed to do that. But when I'm doing my own work, I'm allowed to do that. So when I'm doing Cyberfrog, we can actually talk about the intricacies of putting together a comic book page and telling a story. It's going to be so much better for this channel as well. Robert Stevens says, make the videos and archive them. I did. I did that once for the cover that I did of Hal Jordan and Barry Allen for the comic book price guide that's coming out. I filmed it when I started drawing it, and I saved it for 3 months, and then finally put it out when the cover was revealed. It's too much work. It's just too much work and too much storage for these videos that I've got to hang on to for 3 months. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, and kindness. Thanks for the super chat. He's using his super chat to advertise his channel, which is fine. Go see his new Star Wars video tonight. He says, please check it out. Cecil is talking Star Wars. John Jackson, thank you for the super chat. Hey, EVS, have you felt any blowback in your career due to your channel being openly conservative? I work in video games and I have to be careful. John Jackson, of course. All right. I mean, all creative industries right now are politically psychotic and unfair. I still have to be who I am. I can't change. I can be kinder. I can kind of control my temper when I'm dealing with, really ridiculous SJW injustices. But for the most part, yeah, I'm always going to be persecuted for being a conservative. That is the way it is. I will find other conservatives in comics and try my best to make them feel safe in comics. That's kind of what I think one of my mission statements is. But yeah, we're going to get bullied here. We're going to get bullied. Fortunately, we're conservative, so we don't really complain about getting bullied as much as SJWs do. Isn't that correct? And, oh, did you give me the same super chat twice? Oh, thanks, John Jackson. You only had to do that once, but thank you for 2 super chats that said the same thing. Yeah, all right, so. Oh, this is my favorite panel in the whole book. Absolutely love this. All right, so basically, this Dark Star just appears in Tomar 2's cell and comes apart in pieces. It says, do you want to become a Dark Star? And he's just like, yeah, sure, yes. I'm in jail. Give me some power. So all the pieces just come apart, and he just stands there like he's about to take it. Like, this is going to hurt. Like, these Dark Star mantles actually pierce your skin and everything, and they're painful. I love the way he looks here, and I love the way this is colored. It just turned out really really nice. And yeah, the Dark Star armor just takes over him, and then boom, he just as soon as he gets in there, he just blows Hal Jordan away. That is the way to do it. He said, "I am right." Oh, here's another cheat page here. It's like, okay, so basically, what they're asking for is standing over Hal Jordan's body and then slowly fading away until only Hal's left. This is called a stat. I mean, there's no better way to do this than this. Is just to draw Hal Jordan here, draw the background, and then just draw him up here with no background, and then just explain to production what you want them to do. So you combine the two panels here, and then you kind of just fade him out like that. Boom. Very easy page to do. Here's Action Comics 1000, which I don't know if it's out yet, but that's going to be pretty phenomenal. Um, who am I looking forward to in this list? Everyone, just everyone. And yeah, Hal Jordan is warning John Stewart. John's got this nice kind of uh, yeah, of the science cells, kind of like a miniature model that he's looking at. And he's like, "Oh, there's one problem right here," and he's like, "Yeah, guess what? Effing dark stars, John, dark stars." And Tomar 2 has joined them, so it's pretty crazy. So what is a dark star? Asks Uriah, right? So they're like kind of a super kind of dangerous police force of yeah, outer space police force that kind of is like Green Lanterns, but they're different, and they oppose the Green Lanterns. Um, all right, AV Fagan just announced the Jawbreakers just hit $50,000. That is absolutely terrific. I mean, that's great, and it's only been about 4 days, I think. So I predicted early on that this campaign would reach $250,000. Now, was I optimistic? Of course, I was optimistic because I believe in this fan base. I believe that you guys want control of the entertainment that you receive, and this particular Indiegogo is a shot across the bow to say, you know what, you guys are not going to insult us anymore. You're not going to take our characters away from us. You're not going to call us bigots when we don't like the fact that you made Thor into a woman and, Iron Man into a teenage black girl. It's like these things are just not acceptable to us, and you need to start listening to your fan base again. Um, and that is the thing. I think when you have creators who at this point want to say, okay, I'm going to listen to the fandom again. I'm going to try to give you guys what you want. And if I do, if I give you good quality entertainment that reflects your own values and what you are expecting from this escapist entertainment, are you going to be there for me in return? And this just means to me that yeah, the answer is yes. You guys have given $50,000 of your own money that you have pledged over to a writer who hasn't written very much, and a great artist in John Malin, and a great colorist in Brett Smith. Those pages look smoking hot. And you've done that because the answer to that question to you is yes, and that's good. All we need are the fans, and that's all we need. We just need you guys. It's like you don't need Marvel, you don't need DC, you don't need Image, you don't need these people who are on Twitter calling you names. The to the fellow who just said, do you have to be careful about being conservative in comics? Yeah, we don't need to be careful around anyone. All we need to do is worry about what the fans think and what the fans want, and then try to market directly to you. And I think that's a good thing. This is a good sign that things are going to be different in comics. Robot Co-op. Thank you for the super chat. Also inspired to start drawing again. Thanks to you, Ethan. Seen any of the close-ups of Mark Hamill's face in interviews? I'm not a massive Star Wars guy, and I nearly teared up seeing the look in his eyes. I just did a video on that. Um, and it was an angry video, like it was spontaneous. I just had to just talk about it and say, hey, just see, like he was not allowed to speak his mind. because of company policies. You know, it's like you have to kind of be quiet, you can't complain, and in essence, you have to lie about how you really feel about what's going on. And that is the situation for Mark Hamill working at SJW Disney Star Wars, where it's like he can hint at and he can, you know, basically let his fans know he doesn't agree with this. And if anyone knows Luke Skywalker, it's Mark Hamill. How demoralizing is it to have the character that you created be co-opted by people who don't understand it, and then they are making decisions and telling you, a man who has lived with this character in your heart because you created him in essence. I mean, sure, you know, George Lucas and others wrote Luke Skywalker, but Luke Skywalker couldn't have been anyone else. He was Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's mannerisms and his acting choices and just how he inhabited that role, he is a co-creator of Luke Skywalker. And to tell him that he has to behave contrarily to how he knows that character would have behaved had to have been very, very, very tough. Now, why did he do it? I think he did it because for us. I think he did it because he had to. I don't think it was because of the money. I think Mark Hamill has enough money. Hold on one second. I'm sick today. I was sick yesterday too, so I'm losing my voice. I'm trying to keep talking. But yeah, I mean, he did it for us. He didn't want anyone else to inhabit this role, and somebody had to, you know, if he didn't do it, maybe somebody would have. I mean, it was just an awful situation for him to be in. And for him now to be free, because he's quit. I mean, he said, I'm not doing anymore. I don't want to do anymore. I'd rather be honest and have integrity and tell you guys what I really think about what I'm going through. And you can see it in his eyes. In the video that I made, there's a picture of his eyes. They're wide open and they're wet. You know when someone's eyes are watery and shiny, it's not like they're going to cry, but you can see the emotion behind it, like they're really feeling what they're saying. Like that's the look on Mark Hamill's face in those pictures. And he's saying they stripped my character, they stripped Luke Skywalker of all of his emotion, all of his humanity, just to humiliate him by making him do this disgusting, disgusting stunt out of I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, drinking that animal milk, throwing his lightsaber over his shoulder, just degrading stuff. So yeah, robot co-op. I agree with you. I found that really, really intensely emotional myself, and you know, dare I say, because it's a word that you know they're using on Twitter right now to describe a stupid conspiracy about how Star Wars opened and ended the same way. It didn't. Poignant. The word is poignant, and that is, you know, how I feel. What describes Mark Hamill's situation. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness. Hi, Cecil. Thank you for the super chat. Love the Tomar 2 heel turn. Gonna miss you on GL. Well, you know, listen, GL's gonna be here forever. Just I'll come back, I'm sure. You know, Dan Jurgens comes and goes from Superman. He's kind of my model for how to treat these characters that you've become sort of so closely associated with. Dan Jurgens will always be Superman no matter what he does. I will always be Green Lantern, and I'll come back eventually. I need a break. I need a break. Yeah. I hope you guys don't mind that, and I hope you guys support me in this. I see you guys saying things like "Don't go, don't leave DC," and it's like this isn't what I need to hear from you guys. Support me right now. I'll come back to DC when I'm ready. John Jackson, thank you for the super chat. Meryl Streep should have played Luke Skywalker and drove the nail through the coffin of this thing. Uh, you know. Yeah, I mean that's people have very very strong feelings about Star Wars that you know to outsiders just don't make sense. I mean, just doing these videos where I'm complaining as a fan, and by the way, not a huge fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars, but I'm not like, you know, Richard Meyer was like, you don't know anything about Star Wars. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I've lived with it my entire life. What do you mean? And then like he has this. I think he's a much bigger Star Wars fan than I am. But his Star Wars videos really suck. They're extremely boring. You know, I I know about it and I feel pain about what's going on in Star Wars right now. And when I relate it to people, either they say yes or they say, "What are you crazy? Like what?" If you don't understand, like if you're not a Star Wars fan at all, it doesn't mean anything to you. Like this all seems weird, but it really is. It is important to a lot of people. Paul Dozier, thanks for the super chat. I love your work at DC, but I love your creator and Kickstarted side projects as much. Do what you love. Thank you, Paul. That's all. Evan Christinger says FDC. I want EVS to do vids all day. Yeah, that would be the ideal world. I told my wife, I'm like, look, I wish I could just do videos all day. Like in an alternate life, I have two different alternate lives. Alternate life, blue collar life number one. I'm a professional truck driver. And she doesn't understand this. She's like, why? I'm like, because I'd have a tractor trailer and I would do nothing but drive across country. I'd see the country, I'd listen to the radio, I'd stop, I'd see sights. I could drive all day long. I love driving. So that would be, alternate life truck driver. Alternate life number two, video editor. I don't even go so far as to say director. I mean, I would like to make little videos all the time. I'd like to make commercials, TV commercials. There's something about getting like editing a video and spending time making it just right, that is really really fun. And I don't have the time to do it, as much as I'd like because I draw for a living and that's where the majority of my money comes from. But yeah, if there was a way to make a lot of money doing YouTube videos all the time, that's what I would do. I just make YouTube videos all day, and I would never stop laughing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rooster Puncher says you could be streaming yourself drawing Cyberpunk pages very soon. That's the kind of thing that we can do because, you want to talk about, doing video lessons like drawing lessons, art classes. Uh, I can only do that if I have the time to draw me drawing something that I'm not being paid to draw, if that makes sense. I can't stream or teach you how to draw my DC work. I can't. I'm not allowed. So in order to make a drawing video, I have to find the time to do a 2 hour drawing, and it's it's hard. It's not possible. Um, G Funk Palace, thank you. He says you're good at video editing. I laugh all the time. I love it. Robot Co-op, thank you for another super chat. Escapism and real-world politics just don't mix, especially when only one side is presented. These legacy properties and media should be for everyone. Yeah, when this is the thing. I mean, it just becomes propaganda, and nobody wants to pay for propaganda. And these people say things like there've always been politics in comics. Yeah, I mean, in a way, but there's never been outright propaganda, like far left-wing propaganda in comics before, especially not in these mainstream like superhero books where people come just for respite. I mean, you really don't want it. You get it all day long everywhere else. And if you want far left wing or far right wing propaganda in comics, it should be called something like patriotica or alt hero. It should announce itself right on the face, but making it subversive, hiding it within a book that you've actually paid to read, um, uh, you know, I think it's evil. So there you go. Is it evil? Maybe it's not evil, but it's inappropriate. I like to use the word evil. Yeah, people are saying, yeah, you as a truck driver, I can picture you in a flannel shirt and a trucker hat. Of course, of course. Rod Diaz says, "How do we commission you? Can't find the Van Skyver commission item on eBay. It must have come down. I'll go back and check. But I'm going to be putting up original art pages tomorrow. I'll announce them. I'll show you the pages that we're just looking at here. I mean, this stuff is all going to be on eBay starting at 99 cents. You'll be able to bid on it. It's my eBay channel is called Cyberfrog9, so you'll have a chance to maybe get some original art. Why not?" Josh Main says, "Don't quit selling comics, Ethan. We need more people like you in comics and John Malin." Uh, well, I mean, see, that's the thing. That's like a political statement. I don't know that we need me and John Malin in comics just because we're Republicans. I think we need people in comics that have the right attitude, yeah, about comics and how they should be for everyone. Benjamin Hopwood, Ethan, you are in control of your career and we want you to be drawing comics as long as you're able. Hopefully, this will give you some time to explore some more interests. Right. Well, I mean, for Phyrogenitus, I wish I could pronounce your name because you always say funny things. It says, become Brittany Venti, and you can stream full time for cash. I've seen her videos. They're 5 hours long. It's crazy. I don't know, and they're funny, I don't know. I don't know if I want to sit in front of a computer all day long. Anyway, has it been charming? Have we done this for long enough? Have I bored you guys to tears yet? Yeah, it should be someone else's turn to do a live stream. Let me scroll through here and see if there's anything else you guys want to say. John is a Republican. Give me a break. Yeah. Christopher Ryan says, "Are you writing Cyberfrog?" Yes, I am. Hell yeah, I am. I don't want anyone. I don't want anyone's help. I've tried to work with writers before on my own ideas, and it just I end up frustrated. They go their own way when I want to basically control the narrative and the story, and yeah, that is a problem. So, all right, it's been an hour and 10 minutes, which is a little longer than usual. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you so much. Wow, we made a lot of money in super chats. That's really, really kind of you guys. I do appreciate that. And I will see you again. I don't know, maybe we'll do it Sunday night or something like that. We'll make fun of is Fear the Walking Dead back on Sunday? That show sucks. Um, in any case, thank you. Please like the video. Please like this on the way out. Click the thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber, please do subscribe. And we want you to be part of the community as well. It's important that we all get to know each other and become friends. And I do appreciate you guys more than you know. You make me so happy every single day by visiting my channel and supporting it. So with that, thank you all. Have a good night's rest, and I will see you again with a new video bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye bye.